Paul Rosenberg and Eminem are on the line. Let me ask you about this. Some of the things you've been doing, bro. I think we've been talking about them on the air, and I told all our listeners, the citizens, that I would call and to see if you could kind of elaborate on some of the things you're doing. First of all, I know there's a Marshall Mathers Foundation that's been doing a lot with, providing food and providing meals to healthcare workers at the hospitals, and you guys provided hundreds of meals even at the. Can you talk about that? Providing these spaghetti lunches for people and some of the healthcare workers. How did that happen, man? What made you want to do that?
Well, me and Paul have actually just been talking about, what are some of the ways that we can do our part and try to help out. And Mom Spaghetti was one of the things that came up, so we had talked about doing that. And we talked about the DJ thing that Paul could probably elaborate on a little better than me. But basically, what we're trying to do is Paul, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that there was a time, when this all started happening, when Marshall called me and said, what are we going to do? How can we do, what we do to help people out? And then one of the things that I noticed was that there was a lack of attention focused on, making the frontline healthcare workers feel good and positive and just put a smile on their face. So we reached out to the guys at Union Joints, which is a restaurant group in Michigan that we've done some work with before, who did the Mom Spaghetti pop-up with us back in Detroit when we put out the Revival album. And we did some Mom Spaghetti pop-ups on the road in 2018 at various festivals, etc. So we reached out to them and said, hey, could we do, what we did on the road for some of the frontline healthcare workers? And they sprung into action and said, absolutely. So we went and visited some hospitals on Monday, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the next few weeks. Just, anything to pitch in and, make these men and women feel good about themselves for a minute. So that's one of the things we've done. And then the other one was, a lot of people were talking about how DJs have been affected by the fact that they can't go out and earn a living. I mean, you've got guys who, play clubs and, or parties or, strip clubs or wherever they play and earn their living, they just all of a sudden can't do it. So we thought about, like, maybe we can create some sort of program to give them, some small relief and again, put a smile on their face. So we have this program that we're launching now, and it's called Love Your DJ. And we basically are offering Michigan. You got to be a Michigan resident because we can't offer it to everybody. So we're going to start with Michigan. And the first 500 people who submit a mix via SoundCloud are going to be eligible for $313 cash payment for 313 for the area code. And the mix just has to, fall within a certain set of guidelines, which is all going to be available online. And then we're going to select the best of that group of DJ mixes, and we're going to program a Love Your DJ mix weekend starting May 2nd, where the entire weekend is going to be programmed by these mix submissions. And that'll be sort of a, for lack of a better description, a grand prize.
Oh, shit. So the first 500 DJs in Michigan are eligible for $313. And,
that's right.
Which is incredible because DJs really don't have a way of getting money right now. Why was it important for you, M, to, help out the DJs?
Well, that was one of the things that we were talking about, that, I mean, obviously our field that we work in is music, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of the first things that came up when me and Paul were talking, how a DJ is going to make their money.
Right. And they're the backbone of what we do.
Right.
And so this was a way to just kind of I mean, how long? Like, how many times would y'all be willing? I know you probably haven't thought this far out, but this is kind of incredible. How long will you be willing to do it? Like, is it a time limit?
We'll see how this one goes. I think they have. I can't remember how many days. It's all in the rules, but they have a certain amount of time to submit the mix, and then we're going to do this first weekend, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I mean, hopefully we'll get all 500 slots filled up quick, and then we can move from there, and maybe open it to a broader audience. But you know, a little bit of a test run, so we'll see how this one flies.
And then the best ones, the incentive too, right, Paul, is the best ones that we get, we'll actually put on the air, you know.
On Shade 45. So the contest begins today and it ends Wednesday, April 29th at noon. So DJs that are tuned in, if you're in the state of Michigan, you got to go sign up so you could qualify to have your mix played on the station, and you could win some money, $313. And then people could go to SiriusXM.com/stream free, Paul?
Yep.
Okay, man, that's fucking dope, man. What I'm gonna do is send my mix in. I'm gonna mail it to somebody in Michigan, and then have them mail that in to y'all.
Oh, perfect.
We probably won't get it though, will we, Paul? Like you.
Oh well.
He'll have to have his people call our people, and then you know we'll hook you up if it's you know if it's good enough. Like.
Okay. Well, you know, I've been working on it. Nah, this is really dope, man. I love what you're doing, and I say it all the time. Anybody who's in a position to help out others right now and taking that initiative, which you don't have to, I commend. So even with the Mom Spaghetti initiative and passing out, you know, food to healthcare workers, these people aren't paid enough as it is, and they sacrifice and they're putting themselves at risk every day. And then even giving back to the community, the hip-hop community, because DJs can appreciate it. And then also giving them an opportunity to be on the station. I think that's dope.